Hi, I'm Reverend Tom Kearns. Welcome to 333 Magic 9, where the tarot cards and the astrology stars come together to help you. 2023 has some days of power and days of challenge that you have to know about because they may affect your love, your money, or your career. So be prepared. I hope you will like this video and also press the little bell for notifications when my new videos come out. The tarot card for the first quarter is Justice. She sits on her throne and holds a sword in her hand, which can cut both ways. The scales she holds are perfectly balanced. Justice will be done. The card for the second quarter is the King of Wands. He is a powerful man of action. He has position and strength. This is a good time for a new adventure. The tarot card for the third quarter is the Five of Wands. A group of young men are sparring. It suggests obstacles and competition. But to win the game, you must master the game. The tarot card for the fourth quarter is the Nine of Pentacles. A successful woman stands in a lush garden. She holds a falcon. This is a good time to enjoy all the good things in life you deserve. Libra, the tarot card for the first quarter is Justice. That's your card. Justice is the card of ultimate balance. The sword in her hand has the potential of cutting both ways. The scales are in perfect balance, suggesting a positive flow between the past and the future. As we stand on this precipice, we can see there are needed changes that should be made, but we can also see that some would pervert justice and turn the system to their advantage. So may true justice be done. Now, as we look into the astrology, the year begins with 4 planets in Capricorn and your 4th house. Now, this is a great time to look at what you need to change in your approach to family, housing, and personal security. Mars will go direct in your 9th house, energizing your ambition for success. So develop an aggressive plan. But Mercury will go direct on the 18th. So that will help you to communicate your feelings with your family. So you can have a family conference. Then Venus conjunct Saturn on the 24th. So take romantic issues seriously. So as we move into February, Jupiter moves forward in your 7th house of partnerships, bringing opportunities to renew your relationships. Venus will be in your 6th house, conjunct Neptune mid-month. Now, the Sun will also conjunct Saturn on the same day. So this is an important time for a serious look at how you value your job and your health routines. And as we move into March, it may bring you an opportunity to network with some helpful people as Venus and Jupiter will be conjunct in your 7th house, and this can expand your success with partners. Now, very important, Saturn enters Pisces and your 6th house for the first time in 30 years, forcing you to make changes in how you adjust to new responsibilities that come your way at work. You must be willing to make changes and be disciplined. And then Pluto enters Aquarius, and this hints at changes in your approach to romance and creativity. The tarot card for the second quarter is the King of Wands. He sits on a powerful throne and looks ready for action. This is a creative energy that represents a need to follow your visions and goals. Find a new opportunity, for you have the energy and the ability to take it on. Use the power of positive thinking to help achieve success. This is an excellent card for problem solving and asserting your inner power. You may take a chance or make a new investment. Now, as we look down into the astrology, April begins with Venus conjunct Uranus in your 8th house and Mars trine Saturn. There's a great combination of energy. It brings opportunities to deepen your psychic abilities and to create some good intimacy. Now, Jupiter conjunct the Sun on the 11th in your 7th house makes you feel that luck may come through your partners or a legal agreement. Be willing to share your successes. But the total solar eclipse on the 20th warns you to slow down, as partners may not like an overly independent attitude. Now, as we go into May, it starts with a powerful full moon, so separate emotions and money. You may not understand how partners are feeling. Your commitments with the greater clarity, you communicate with greater clarity after the 14th, as Mercury will go direct in your 8th house, and Jupiter enters Taurus also in your 8th house on the same in the same week, on the 18th. So new opportunities appear so you can show others a lucrative path to success. And then June will also start with a full moon, which can bring opportunities for deepening romantic ties. But be a little bit careful on the 5th, when Mercury will conjunct Uranus, and this can bring some unstable energy to your sense of security. And add to this Saturn going retrograde in your 6th, which asks you to take time to adjust your work schedule and your routines and to watch your nerves. Then Pluto will return to the 4th house and ask you to review how you can establish a real sense of personal security that doesn't rely on anyone else. The tarot card for the 3rd quarter is the 5 of Wands. It shows a number of men sparring with each other. Now, this may not represent an actual battle, but rather a practice session. It represents there may be a competitive situation or some type of obstacle in the way of your success. You may have to make some adjustments so you can meet the challenges of life. If you're willing to learn the game, you may yet win. Now, as we look into the astrology, July begins with a full moon and Mercury conjunct the Sun up in your 10th house. So you have to separate feelings and logic, or there will be tension between your career goals and perhaps your family responsibilities. So you need to balance them out. Neptune begins the month retrograde in your 6th house, so reconsider how you handle work projects. Control your critical assessment at work when Mars in the 12th house opposes Saturn on the 21st. Venus will go retrograde in your 11th on the 22nd, and this will really ask you to reconsider how your group associations align with your own personal values. As we move to August, the full moon is in the 5th house and it will square Jupiter and suggest you may be too emotional in romantic pursuits. And then Mercury goes retrograde on the 23rd, so take some quiet time to think and be ready to change your approach to joint finances and intimacy, as Uranus will go retrograde on the 28th in your 8th house. As we move into September, full moon light on the 1st in your 6th house of work really tells you to balance your personal and your work responsibilities. You may need some quiet time. And Mercury is still retrograde in the 12th house, so try to overcome thinking in limitations. So don't limit yourself. Venus will go direct on the 4th in your 11th house, and that gives you a signal to find some new friends. But Jupiter goes retrograde on the same day in the 8th house. And it warns you not to be too generous with new people, especially don't give them too much intimacy. And some confusion will clear up after the 15th, as Mercury will go direct in your 12th house of secrets and limitations. Now, the tarot card for the 4th quarter is the Knight of Pentacles. This card shows a woman standing alone in a lush garden. She is well dressed and there's a falcon on her hand. She represents a sense of accomplishments and security. She may also signify the ability to attract all the good things in life. This is a positive card that suggests good things may be coming your way, so make sure you treat them with respect. Now, as we look down into the astrology, October begins with confusion in the air and a sense of conflict, because Mercury will oppose Neptune in your 6th house, and that means you have to focus yourself on work and your personal routines. Mars in the 1st makes 3 major aspects, which warns you to control friction because of how you're acting or you're being too independent, so control your personality and be responsible. The Sun on the 2nd also makes 3 major aspects mid-month, asking you to be aware of your need to control your budget. And as the month ends, Pluto down in your 4th house will go direct, changing your course for the need of security. And Mars will end the month asking you to be aware that your sensuality may be making other people a little bit uncomfortable, so control yourself. Neptune will start with 3 powerful oppositions, pitting your need for self-renewal, your 8th house, against your need to listen to others. You may need to balance that out. And Mars in the 3rd is very active, so you will have to know when to communicate and when to listen to others. So focus. Now, this also is a little bit more difficult because Mars will square the Saturn and the Sun will square Saturn up in your 6th house. And that's your house of work and daily routine. So do pay attention and be responsible. And as we look into December, it has 5 Venus aspects that point to needing self-control leading to the holidays. So don't forget your fiscal responsibilities. And then the month ends with both Venus and Mars in your 3rd house, asking you to focus on improving communications and maybe planning a nice trip. Hi, I'm Reverend Tom Kearns, and this is my story. If you are a spiritual seeker, it may help you on your journey. I believe your spiritual development is as important as your religion. If you look at Christianity, it focuses on the life of Jesus. But Jesus was never a Christian. He was Jewish. If this thought intrigues you, you'll enjoy my new book, Light from Water, Freeing Jesus. It's available on Amazon.com and through fine bookstores. And it may help you on your spiritual journey. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like this video, subscribe, and ring the little bell to be notified when new videos come out. And if you'd like to arrange a private psychic and spiritual reading with astrology, just go to my website, internetpsychicreadings.com or professorastrology.com.